This week, it's going to be the shortest ever in my mug, because I know nothing about Ethiopia Chirinku washed.
My name is Steve Layton, and I travel the world finding amazing and delicious coffee for you to drink at home. Some make coffee difficult to understand and complicated, but here it's my job to make it easy and fun and tell you what's in my mug.
So it's time to get our snozzer in the bowl, and there's a reason I've chosen snozzer in the bowl for Ethiopian, is I just love the aromatics that come off a washed Ethiopian Yirgacheffe. So straight away you smell the florals coming off. I'm a massive fan of Earl Grey tea, and this just reminds me of Earl Grey all day long. It's so typically Ethiopian. It's kind of bergamot, black tea, a little bit of lemon in there, but it's still got a really interesting malty sweetness to it. And you can smell all of these flavours that you're going to taste in the cup. In fact, I'm so desperate to taste it after smelling it, because it just smells phenomenal. So we are in the world's shortest ever in my mug. This week we have a washed lot from the Chirinku mill, which is just south of the town of Yirgacheffe, run by Garama Gawara, and they receive deliveries from around about 700 local growers. Altitude of around about 2,140 metres above sea level, which is obscenely large and high. And growers based around there, the lowest they tend to go is around about 1,900 metres. This is a classic Yirgacheffe. How it's been produced, how it tastes. We selected it from the cupping table, just on its taste profile, and as I say, I don't know that much about it. Ethiopia among coffee producing countries is like the holy grail. Because it's the birthplace of coffee, it's where coffee was, is the only place it's indigenous to. And unlike the vast majority of coffee growing regions, it's not been introduced as a cash crop. It just grows wild in lots of times, or in somebody's back garden. Also, because of that age, you end up with so much biological diversity from the coffee. So, it's constantly changing, constantly evolving, because it's a wild plant. So let's dive into the coffee and taste it. Like Yirgacheffe coffees just blow your mind how good they are. It's black tea, it's bergamot, it's Earl Grey, it's floral, it's bright, it's delicious. It's the perfect brewed coffee. It's a perfect mug of coffee. And yeah, it's definitely one of my favourite coffees so far this year. I'm really happy with it. You can see why they drink so much of their product themselves in Ethiopia. It's one of the rare coffee producing countries that consumes equally to Western exporting countries. A lot of it because they have the coffee ceremony thing where they'll sit round and they'll roast the coffee in a pan in front of you and grind it, and kind of all sit round as a community or as a family. It kind of brings everybody together. Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me. I'm sorry it's a short one, but the coffee speaks for itself. You don't need me to speak for it. So do remember, life is too short for bad coffee. Thumbs up.